just have a fear. Can't be scared when it goes down. Got a problem? Tell me now. Only thing that's on my mind is who's gonna run this town tonight. Who's gonna run this town tonight?
Since I'm in a position to talk, if you can see, they call me a menace. And if the shoe fits, I wear it. But if it don't, then y'all will swallow the truth, grin and bear it. Now who's the king of these rude, ludicrous, lucrative lyrics? Who could inherit the title? With the youth and hysterics, using his music to steer it, sharing his using his merits. But there's a huge interference. They're saying you shouldn't hear me. For you to just cherish. But I'm debated, disputed, hated, and viewed in America as a motherfucking jack. You have what I had to do to get here. I don't think you do. Stay tuned. Here's blue. Kiss my ass.
Tell people around. Getting a fourth quarter started. Let's talk some football, right? So, most of you, I'm the new rankings, but just in real quick, give you your top 10 going into this week. We'll do a little preview for and see what this not too next a little bit longer because I'll probably go into some depth on conference day and stuff like that since the last 2 weeks will be in conference, but it's also Thanksgiving week as well. So a lot to try to fit in and three games on Thursday, Thanksgiving and stuff like that. So, all right, let's do this. So, in top 10 going into this week, Presbyterian Blue Hose staying at number 1, still the undefeated school in the league. The numbers are enough that the system said keep them at number 3. So they are still at number 3, Grimes State University, even after losing last week. Number 4, moving up 2 spots, SC LSU Mud Dogs. Moving up 2 spots also to number 5, Queensland Tech Hokies. Moving up 6 spots, getting back into the top 10, sitting at number 6, DBAP U. Moving back into the top 10 as well, moving up 4 spots. Number 7, Bushy Central College. Dropping 4 spots after a loss last week, down to 8, University of Thugonomics. Dropping 4 spots this week after losing last week as well is Louisiana University Knights. They're at number 10. And entering into the top 10 is Purdue Plague, coming up 3 spots from 13. So those are your new top 10. Added into the top 10, you had Bushy Central, DBAP, and Purdue. Dropping out of the top 10, Florida State Fighting Raccoons, Jefferson Community College Southwest, and Taytown Criminals University. You guys can see, as always, I keep everything on here. You can see all the other rankings where everybody else fell into the beat. So something I did release, I think it was earlier. Yeah, I think it was earlier because I've been off all day. Kind of threw in the strength of schedules of how everybody is doing. And it did bring up some topic of conversation in that. And one of the big things like that is in our rankings is the all play. I know that was brought up earlier, mentioned about how important the all play record is. So the rankings, they're first in the power rankings. They've got the best all player record as well. I got too many things to get running right now. But that's their only win. That out of so a screen where I have who they've beaten and who who they've lost to and stuff like that, so I can actually see everything that you're able to see easier in my system here. So looking at I guess who's got the best record with the hardest schedule right now. Looking at it, you have Jefferson Community College 6-4. So that is the highest wins of opponents. And Jefferson's faced some good people. They got University of Economics, DBAPU. But we look at look at the list. You want to like that. You kind of see. Okay, so I have no idea when I got kicked out of this, so I'm not even going to attempt to backtrack it. No idea how long I rambled on where nobody could listen, but here I am, I'm back. So I just happened to go to the screen and realized it kicked me out. So I do not know where I got eliminated. But that just means then let's just get game of the week, big matchup here. Yeah, number one undefeated Presbyterian Blue Hose. They are 10-0. They are number one all across the board. They are going on the road to Wrigley Field, not just home of the Chicago Cubs, but home of number 7 Bushy Central College. In this matchup, we have for Presbyterian Joe Burrow, Saquon Barkley, Nick Chubb, DeAndre Hopkins, Justin Jefferson. What a game he had last week, right? And then Kyle Pitts for Bushy Central. We got ourselves a little pick. It looks like a little INT. Green Bay trying to see if they can get back into this game. For Bushy Central, you got Jalen Hurts, Damian Pierce, Jamal Williams, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Mike Williams, and then he also has Kyle Pitts going. Presbyterian's got a 20-point fantasy projected lead in this matchup here between the two schools. None of them, I don't think, are going tonight. Let me look at their defense. I don't see anybody in there, so no one in tonight's game going on between those two. And they never know. They might change a couple of things up there. So good luck to that game of the week. Next match, schools. Here it is. University 5-5 going on the road to Hard Knocks Field to face number 8 University of Thugonomics, looking to bounce back after their loss last week. Brock State needs a win as well, as they are in the thick of things in the ACC conference title picture. As we get into the last couple of weeks of conference play, they're a game behind when it comes to overall record, so they're looking for a win. And then Thugonomics, we're trying our best here. Very disappointing in conference record so far, so we need to get ourselves a win here and hopefully win out overall. Give us 4 wins, put us at 9-4 going into the end of the season, and hopefully that's going to be enough to get the Thugs into conference play. At least they've ranked, I guess. But in this matchup for Brock State, they've got Joe Burrow, David Montgomery, Jonathan Taylor, Brandon Ayuk, and Justin Jefferson and Dalton Schultz. I never know how to pronounce Brandon's name. Oh, well. For the Thugs, they got Lamar Jackson returning back from his bye week. Derrick Henry's going on right now, and from what I know so far, he's got a rushing touchdown and a throwing touchdown. I'm not sure if he's got anything else going on. Josh Jacobs, Alan Lazard, he's going tonight. I know he's got a few catches. Haven't really completely seen his live scoring yet. Debo Samuel and Travis C. So Thugs got a couple players going on right now. For Brock State, I don't see anybody on the defensive side either. So just Thugs got a couple guys going right now. And Thugonomics is currently favored 11 points start of this Thursday night football game. Had the 11 to face the game. Louisiana, Jalen Hurts, Dalvin Cook, Derrick Henry going tonight. Devontae Adams, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Austin Eckler, Christian McCaffrey, Rondale Moore, and Darius Slayton, TJ Hawkinson. Right now, the Knights have a 24-point projected lead going into this one. So big matchup there. I know Grimes State earlier, he had to remove the red shirt on Kenny Pickett because of most likely Kyler Murray not playing this week, and he has Brady. Brady's on a bye. So he had to burn a shirt to at least make it somewhat competitive. And he's also got a safety who's supposed to be going today, but he mustn't have any backup safeties because he's got a 0 projected points. I don't know if Jonathan Abram is injured going into tonight's game or what's the deal, but his projected points of just 0. So not looking too good there for Grimes State. Like I said, he's trying not to lose another game, and they've got some big matchups coming up in their conference in the next couple of weeks. So try to keep them up. Speaking of Mountain 6, we got Telford Tornadoes going on the road facing number 2 in the 9-1 Kentucky Bourbon Ballers. For the Tornadoes, they got Russell Wilson, James Robinson, DeAndre Swift, Brandon Ayuk, Mari Cooper, and George Kittle. For the Ballers, Patrick Mahomes, Derrick Henry going tonight, Joe Mixon, Amari Cooper, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and George Kittle as well. The Ballers have a 20 or 18-point lead advantage in their matchup. Next matchup, let's see what else we got in the ranked. We've got number 10 going back into there. Number 10, Purdue Plague. They're going on the road facing the School of Losing, otherwise known as Samuel Jackson U, who got themselves a 3-game winning streak. They are playing at home at the Shaolin Dojo. Samurai Jackson, that battle going on in the Pac-6. I don't know if anyone's actually paid attention to that standings going on over there. They're all either 500 or lower, but they're all handling business within their conference. So it should be pretty funny to see how that all shakes out. I think maybe 1 or 2 schools are out of it, but there's 4 schools I think are 2-1 in conference play or something of that nature. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see what happens in the Pac-6 and if any of them can keep this momentum going. Samurai Jackson, not used to this position, but they've got a 3-game winning streak. So let's see what they can do. For Purdue, they got Joe Burrow, Saquon Barkley, Austin Eckler, Devontae Smith, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Mark Andrews. For Samurai, Dak Prescott, Aaron Jones going tonight, Devontae Adams, which I'm not sure how Aaron Jones is doing completely. I know he's got at least like 40 yards rushing. A.J. Brown, Justin Jefferson, and T.J. Hawkinson. And going into the game, Purdue has a 3-point advantage. Matchup, we got number 6, DBAP-U, returning to the top 10, going on the road facing the 2-8 Volunteers. For a DBAP, you got Justin Herbert, Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, Devontae Adams, Justin Jefferson, and T.J. Hawkinson. For the Vols, you got Zach Wilson, Aaron Jones, who's going tonight, A.J. Brown, CeeDee Lamb, Terry McLaurin, Hayden Hurst. The DBAP-U has got a 17-point advantage in this matchup. Next matchup, 5, Queensland Tech Hokies going on the road facing Upper Sandusky University Raw Dogs. For the Hokies, Justin Herbert, Nick Chubb, Austin Eckler, Stephon Diggs, CeeDee Lamb, and T.J. Hawkinson. For the Raw Dogs, you got Derek Carr, Michael Carter, Jonathan Taylor, Devontae Adams, Deebo Samuel, and Pat Freiermuth going on in this matchup. The Hokies got a 25-point advantage. All right, last matchup of the rankings. You've got number 4, SC LSU Mud Dogs going on the road facing Delta Phi Gamma. Disappointing season for Delta Phi. For the Mud Dogs, you got Lamar Jackson, Austin Eckler, Jonathan Taylor, Stephon Diggs, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Travis Kelce. For Delta Phi, you got Daniel Jones, Joe Mixon, DeAndre Swift, Terry McLaurin, and Cortland Sutton, along with Tyler Higbee. In this matchup, the Mud Dogs have a 19-point fantasy projected lead in this matchup. So that is your matchup. Was last I did predicted bowl games going on. All right, real quick live score update. I'm seeing some guys panel on the website. Derrick Henry's got himself currently 24 points. Alan Lazard's got him 6.5 points. No, he's got so Aaron Jones has got 8.4 points going right now. Anybody else got anybody going on? You got Aaron Rodgers sitting with 20 points. All right, so Kevin Byard there. So that's pretty much the roundup there on that one. Sucks to be you actually has Aaron Rodgers and Ryan Tannehill on their bench, both with 20-plus points. But they got Justin Fields going for themselves. So let's see how that goes. If it works out for them. They're going up against Animal House College. Currently have already a 98% chance of winning because Animal House has not set their lineup yet. They've got 5 people currently on bye. So hopefully he's got some people he can throw into those spots that we're not playing in tonight's game. But so he's got time. He still has time to get the roster set up there and not get completely destroyed. Anyway, so earlier, I think it was last night, I released out the bowl projected games, and I purposely only left or put out the non-TCS games, our big ones, right? Who are top ranked schools, who the playoff schools are, and stuff like that. So I have right here for you. I have that. So let's do this. Here it is, right? Predictions, right? Anything can happen. We got 3 weeks left to go. No idea what's going on in conference. So all just predictions, right? So in the Smoky Mountain Bowl, predicted. This is a non-play game. So these two schools are not expected to make the playoffs. We have SC LSU Mud Dogs versus the University of Thugonomics. In the Bourbon Bowl, a non-playoff game, predicted DBAP University versus Bushy Central College. Now, for the playoffs, we have in the Under Armour Bowl game. This is the number 2 matchup. In no particular order, we have Queensland Tech Hokies versus Kentucky Bourbon Ballers. And in the Huckleberry Bowl, we have Presbyterian Blue Hose going up against Grimes State U. Now, like I said, a lot of this can change. No idea what can happen in conference matchup play. Kentucky and Grimes State could be battling for that. Who knows what that could look like, but it would not be the first time that we didn't have a conference have two schools make it into that Final Four, and especially one who didn't win their conference title. But all for fun, all for speculation, right? A lot of things can change here. I mean, for instance, the Thugonomics, they may not even get into their conference title game, so the odds of them maybe finishing in that top 8 group of schools, you never know. This is just all fun and games, right? So that is what the system is predicting right now. Also, we normally have a bowl committee that does choose these games. I have been back and forth ever since we stopped doing human rankings for us. I would do a formula now for those in-season rankings. I've been back and forth. I really liked having coaches involved in, or volunteers, presidents involved in these bowl game matchups. But I don't think we're going to do it this year. I think we're going to kind of stick to a rankings formula version of this. I'm still contemplating it. It'll be, I think, a lot harder to bring in volunteers, presidents, to all of a sudden do, these matchups, when a lot of the times it's the same people who were already paying attention to the schools with the rankings and ranking schools and stuff like that. So my thought process at the moment might be to still do a show. I'm still doing a show. We're not getting rid of the show, but kind of bringing in a panel of presidents to talk about matchups that are pre-selected and determined, and kind of get that kind of chatter going with it. Instead of having a group of like 4 or 5 of us actually make up this list, and we'll kind of see how it goes. So this would be the first time doing it, just like it's the first time using a formula for the rankings instead of it being the human person doing it. But we'll kind of just see how that all goes, right? I'm not completely sold on it yet, but I'm getting closer and closer as we're getting near the end here. In pretty much 4 weeks, we'll have bowl games. So, especially after conference play. So, kind of see how that all goes. So, that's the show today, right? It's week 11. We got game on right now. Looking like Tennessee is probably going to win this one. I don't, still. Lead. Rest tonight. Hope you guys all have yourselves a good week. Remember, there's recruiting going on, so get your recruiting in. I'll keep trying to update as we go. And then next week, we will have our final walk-on going into the last 2 games of conference play. It is Thanksgiving week. There's 3 games on that Thursday. So I'm going to open it up on Tuesday night to give at least 2 days worth of time to get a walk-on in there. So if you have any questions on that, next week's a really tight week with Thanksgiving and stuff like that. So I'm going to open up on Tuesday. People could be traveling on Wednesday and stuff like that. So, and, nor do I want to be messing around on a computer Thursday or anything like that. And hopefully everybody gets all their stuff in, because by a certain time Thursday, I'm not looking at the league for anything, because I'll be watching football and enjoying time with family. So, all right, that's it. Hope everyone has themselves a good night. We will catch you all later. That is the end.